are moments in life when the ordinary begins to dissolve, when the rhythm we've known is interrupted not by chaos, but by grace. Some people call it luck, others call it fate. Some say it's divine intervention, others say it's timing. But let me call it what it truly is today, favor. And you right now are standing on the edge of a favor that is about to change everything. You may not feel it yet. You may not see the signs clearly. The storm might still be swirling around you. The delay might still be lingering. The disappointment might still be fresh. But I want to speak something into your life today, not just as motivation, but as truth. What's coming is not a coincidence. What's coming is not by accident. What's coming is intentional, designed, orchestrated, timed perfectly, because you are about to receive a favor that will shift your reality from surviving to thriving, from waiting to walking, from hoping to having. Sometimes favor doesn't look like a windfall. It doesn't always show up wrapped in gold or handed to you on a silver plate. It can arrive quietly. It can be disguised as an opportunity you almost overlooked, a phone call you weren't expecting, a person who seems like they came out of nowhere, a chance you thought was gone for good. But when favor steps into the room, everything shifts. The impossible begins to bow. The doors you were banging on with bruised knuckles start to swing wide open, not because you forced them, but because you were chosen to walk through. And here's the truth. You may not feel like the chosen one. You may have been knocked down so many times that the idea of favor feels foreign. Maybe you've spent years watching others get the opportunities, the recognition, the blessing, while you stayed hidden, hustling, giving everything you've got and still falling short. Maybe you've been betrayed by the very people you were loyal to. Maybe life hasn't been fair. Maybe every step forward cost you more than you expected. But favor is not fairness. Favor isn't about perfection or pedigree. Favor chooses the unlikely, the underestimated, the overlooked. History's full of stories where favor found the one who felt least prepared and turned their life into something unrecognizable. It found the shepherd and made him a king. It found the prisoner and made him a ruler. It found the exile and made her queen. Favor is not about where you've been. It's about where you're being called to go. So if you feel unqualified, good. If you feel like you've been fighting battles no one sees, good. That means you've been being prepared in private for what will be revealed in public. There's a favor coming that's going to answer questions you stopped asking because the silence hurt too much. It's going to heal wounds you stopped tending to because they never seemed to close. It's going to restore things you thought were permanently broken. And when it comes, it won't just change your circumstances, it will change you. This favor, this shift, will realign your vision. You'll begin to see differently. What looked like failure will suddenly look like foundation. What looked like delay will now look like divine timing. You'll realize the detours weren't distractions, they were directions. You'll understand why certain people walked away, why certain doors slammed shut, why certain dreams had to be delayed. Because if you had received it then, you wouldn't have been ready. But now, you've been forged by fire. You've gained wisdom the hard way. You've cried the tears, walked through the wilderness, endured the silent seasons, and now the soil of your life is ready to receive. You're about to encounter favor that not only answers your prayer, but exceeds it. Favor that places you in rooms your name wasn't supposed to be in. Favor that attracts the right people, the right support, the right opportunities. And it won't make sense on paper. It won't follow conventional logic, but it will feel right in your spirit because your heart will know what your mind can't yet comprehend. This is the moment everything changes. And when it does, don't shrink. Don't question if you deserve it. Don't try to explain it to people who weren't there when you were fighting in the dark. You don't owe anyone an apology for the favor that is about to find you. You owe yourself the courage to receive it. Receiving favor requires boldness. It requires you to stop playing small, to stop disqualifying yourself because of what you've done or what you lack. Favor isn't something you earn, it's something you're assigned. But to walk in it, you have to believe you're worthy of it. Not because you're perfect, but because grace is. You have to stop measuring your life by what hasn't happened yet and start anticipating what's about to. Because when favor enters, it accelerates everything. What should have taken years will take months. What you lost will be returned multiplied. The networks, the finances, the ideas, the clarity, it'll all arrive with divine momentum. Suddenly, you'll look around and realize the weight is lifting, the resistance is breaking, and the pathway is clear. And you'll know it wasn't hustle, it wasn't strategy, it was favor. Let me say something hard but true. Not everyone will celebrate your favor. Some will envy it. Some will misunderstand it. Some will try to replicate it without doing the unseen work you've done. Don't let their confusion distract you. Don't let their opinions dilute your joy. Your journey is yours. And what's about to happen for you is not random. It's a reward for your resilience, for your obedience, for your persistence. This isn't just a breakthrough, it's a breakout. Everything you've been learning is coming together. Every lesson, every loss, every moment you felt overlooked. It's been building toward this. The favor you're about to receive isn't just for you. It's going to impact everyone connected to you. It's going to create opportunities for others. It's going to open doors you'll hold open for someone else. That's the power of favor. It flows through you, not just to you. But favor also brings responsibility. When it arrives, use it well. Stay humble, stay grounded. Remember who you were before the blessing came. Remember who stood by you when no one else did. Remember the promises you made when you were still in the waiting room. Don't let the elevation change your integrity. Don't let the spotlight erase your empathy. Use your favor to lift others, to speak life, to be a light in places that still feel dark. There's a reason it's happening now. This is your appointed time. The delay wasn't denial, it was development. And now that the time is right, the door is opening. The phone is ringing. The email is coming. The opportunity is appearing. And when it does, answer it with confidence. Step into it boldly. Say yes, even if your knees are shaking. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this by chance. Something inside you is awakening because your season is shifting. The atmosphere around you is aligning. The pieces are coming together, and though the process hasn't been easy, the promise is arriving with power. You're about to receive a favor that changes everything, not just your bank account, not just your title, not just your status, but your soul, your vision, your capacity to dream again, your ability to love again, your courage to try again. It's going to change how you see the world, how you carry yourself, how you walk into rooms, how you handle challenges. You won't move with fear. You'll move with faith. You won't chase, you'll attract. You won't doubt, you'll decide. Because when favor touches your life, it redefines the rules, it resets the story, it revives the dream. So hold on, keep pressing forward. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Don't walk away from the field just as the harvest is about to break through the soil. You didn't come this far to only come this far. You're closer than you think. The shift is happening even now. The favor is on its way. The change is already in motion. And when it arrives, let it wash over you. Let it fill the empty spaces. Let it replace the bitterness with peace. Let it remind you that nothing was wasted. Not the tears, not the trials, not the time. It all mattered. It all counted. And now the favor will speak for you. You're about to receive a favor that changes everything. Let it in. Favor is not earned, it's assigned. This truth cuts against everything we're often taught to believe. We live in a world where value is typically measured by productivity, appearance, performance, or qualifications. From an early age, we're told that we have to prove ourselves, outwork the competition, rise to the top through effort and perfection. And while discipline and persistence have their place, favor doesn't follow those rules. Favor isn't something you work yourself into. It's something that finds you. It's not a transaction. It's a divine decision. There is something deeply humbling and yet incredibly freeing about this. When you truly understand that favor is assigned, not earned, you begin to realize that you don't have to chase it. You don't have to manipulate circumstances to attract it. You don't have to be perfect to be chosen. That mindset changes everything. It shifts your identity from striving to standing. You're no longer running yourself into exhaustion trying to be enough, do enough, or achieve enough to earn a blessing. You begin to rest in the truth that what's for you is already marked with your name on it, and nothing and no one can take it from you. Some of the most powerful examples throughout history and in everyday life come from people who had no business being chosen, at least by human standards. The ones who were overlooked by others, passed over by the system, forgotten by their own families. Those are the ones favor often finds, because favor doesn't need your resume, it doesn't need your degrees, your follower count, or your status. In fact, it often shows up in the lives of people who thought they were disqualified, who thought their flaws or failures had pushed them too far out of reach. That's because favor isn't interested in who you were. It's focused on who you're becoming, and more importantly, on who you were always meant to be. It sees beyond your present condition and speaks to your purpose. That's why it feels so disruptive when it arrives. It contradicts the narrative you've been living under. It challenges the lies you've believed about your worth. It confronts the fear that says, you'll never be more than this. Because when favor touches your life, it brings a new identity with it. It calls you out from the background and places you in the position you were created to occupy. And here's something else. Favor is often uncomfortable when it first arrives. That's because you're being lifted into something you didn't earn, and your mind will try to talk you out of it. You'll feel unworthy. You'll question if it's a mistake. You'll wonder when it's going to fall apart. But that's the very moment you need to remember this is not a fluke. You didn't fake your way into this. You were chosen. And being chosen comes with weight, but it also comes with backing. You are being trusted with something bigger than you. And that trust didn't come from people. It came from a higher authority. This kind of favor bypasses logic. It opens doors that no networking strategy could ever unlock. It introduces you to people you couldn't have reached on your own. It accelerates progress in ways that don't make sense. You might find yourself asking, why me? But the better question is, why not me? If favor was assigned to you, then it means you were born for it. You were equipped for it, even if you haven't realized it yet. So stop trying to perform your way into worthiness. Let go of the need to prove yourself at every turn. Favor isn't a reward for being flawless. It's a gift given in spite of your flaws. The fact that it's assigned means it's anchored in something bigger than your efforts. And if you can stop striving and start receiving, you'll begin to see that the very things you thought disqualified you are actually what made you a perfect candidate for it. Favor levels the playing field. It lifts people from the back to the front. It changes stories in an instant, and most of all, it reminds us that grace always has the final word, not performance, not perfection, not pressure. So if favor has found you, or if you feel it coming, don't resist it. Don't shrink from it. Stand in it, walk in it, trust it. You don't need to earn what was already written into your destiny. You only need to believe that you were never forgotten and that your name was always on the list. Preparation happens in the dark. It happens in the places no one sees, in the moments that feel forgotten, in the seasons that seem to drag on without answers. When everything feels quiet, when you're doing the work and seeing no reward, when prayers go unanswered and efforts feel unnoticed, it's tempting to think something's wrong, that you've taken the wrong path, that life has passed you by. But the truth is, the dark seasons are not punishments. They're preparation. We often want the spotlight before we've developed the strength to stand in it. We want success before we've learned how to sustain it. We crave elevation without the endurance required to carry it. But true preparation doesn't happen in public. It doesn't happen when everything is going your way. It happens when things are still, when you're forced to sit with yourself, your doubts, your fears, and your truth. That's where real transformation begins, not in the applause, but in the silence. The dark places, the seasons of delay, the moments of rejection, the long nights of uncertainty, those are sacred. They are the hidden workshops where resilience is built, where patience becomes more than a word, where humility is formed. You may not see it at the time, but the struggle you're facing is shaping something inside of you that nothing else could produce. The closed doors were not designed to punish you. They were meant to redirect you, to protect you from arriving at a place too soon or with too little strength to handle it. In those hidden seasons, your character is being carved. Your vision is being sharpened. You're learning to rely on something deeper than external validation. You're learning to walk by faith, not by sight. And even when you feel like nothing's happening, something always is. Growth is taking place beneath the surface. Just like seeds in the soil, the most crucial development happens underground, away from the light, where it seems like nothing is alive. But give it time, and what was buried will break through. We live in a world obsessed with visibility. We equate attention with value, but some of the most powerful people you'll ever meet are those who were shaped in silence. They carry a quiet authority because they didn't skip the process. They didn't rush their way into a platform. They were prepared in the shadows, molded through the pressures of seasons where no one clapped, where no one called their name. And when their time came, they didn't rise with arrogance. They rose with gratitude, fully aware of what it took to get there. So if you're in a dark season right now, don't despise it. Don't wish it away. Sit in it. Learn from it. Let it do its work in you. Because what's being formed in the quiet will soon be needed in the open. You'll draw strength from this season later, even if it's painful now. You'll remember the nights you almost gave up and how they made you stronger. You'll carry the wisdom of this waiting into every room you step into. And the foundation you've been building in private will support the weight of the favor that's coming. Not all progress is visible. Sometimes the most significant breakthroughs are internal. You start to think differently. You let go of old mindsets. You shed the need for validation. You stop depending on people to tell you who you are. That kind of preparation doesn't come easy, and it doesn't come quickly, but it is necessary. Because when the light finds you, when the opportunities appear, when the doors open, you don't want to be scrambling to become the person you were supposed to already be. You want to arrive ready. And readiness doesn't come from wishing, it comes from work, from reflection, from facing your fears, your weaknesses, and your insecurities when no one's watching. It comes from trusting that even though you're not seen, you are still growing. Even though you're not applauded, you are still advancing. Even though you feel delayed, you are still being developed. This quiet preparation is an act of love. It's a sign that what's coming is too important to be rushed. It means your life has weight. It means your calling has depth. And while it may feel like you're being hidden, you're really being held. Held back from destruction, held close for refinement, held up by a process that refuses to let you settle for something small when something greater is being built. Eventually, the light will come, the door will open, the stage will be set, and when it does, you won't have to pretend to be ready. You'll be ready because you've been prepared. You've done the hard work. You've embraced the silence. You've allowed the process to shape you, and now what was happening in the dark will shine in the light. The shift will be sudden and significant. It won't come with loud warnings or flashing signs. It won't wait for you to feel ready. One day, everything will look the same as it did the day before, and then suddenly, everything will be different. When favor arrives, it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't consult your timeline. It moves quickly, and it moves with power. It breaks through the delays, the resistance, and the closed doors you thought would never open. And when it moves, things that once seemed impossible become reality. You may have been working for years with little to show for it. You've sacrificed, shown up, endured setback after setback. You've seen others leap ahead while you kept pushing through the same routines, feeling stuck, wondering when it would be your time. And then, just like that, the atmosphere changes. A call comes, a decision is made, a connection happens. The favor that's been quietly building behind the scenes manifests in a moment. And the progress you couldn't make in 5 years happens in 5 days. This is what favor does. It accelerates what has been held up. It restores what was lost. It gathers the scattered pieces of your life and aligns them into something whole, something recognizable, something purposeful. When that shift begins, it doesn't just bring opportunity, it brings clarity. Things that confused you suddenly make sense. Delays you once resented now appear as divine protection. Roads you thought were dead ends reveal hidden turns you couldn't see before. The favor doesn't just open doors, it gives you the discernment to know which ones to walk through. There's a unique energy that comes with a sudden shift. It feels both overwhelming and exhilarating. You may look around and hardly recognize your life anymore. You may have to catch your breath as you realize how quickly things are changing. But don't let the pace scare you. This acceleration isn't chaos, it's alignment. It's not random, it's not luck. It's the result of everything that has come before. All the pain, all the growth, all the waiting was preparing you for this moment of rapid movement. It's important to understand that a sudden shift doesn't mean an easy shift. Just because it's fast doesn't mean it's simple. The favor that lifts you will also stretch you. It will demand a new level of awareness, humility, and responsibility. You'll be asked to carry more, lead more, believe more. And while it may feel unfamiliar, it's not beyond you, because the same process that took time to shape your foundation is the reason you'll be able to stand in what's now coming quickly. Sometimes the shift will happen in a single conversation. Other times it will be a domino effect, one breakthrough setting off a chain reaction of others. Either way, when it starts, you'll know. You'll feel the weight lift. You'll sense the flow. Doors you used to knock on without answer will now swing open without effort. People who once ignored your vision will now want to be part of it. The struggle to explain yourself will disappear because your results will speak for you. And here's something else about a sudden shift. It often surprises those around you even more than it surprises you. People may question how it happened. They may ask what changed. And while you can point to strategies and decisions, deep down you'll know it was favor. A favor that transcends logic, bypasses delays, and establishes you in a place you couldn't reach on your own. But remember, the speed of the shift doesn't diminish the value of the process. You're not skipping steps. You've already taken them. What looks like overnight success to others is simply the harvest of years you spent planting, building, trusting. And now that it's time, the results are catching up to your faith. The waiting wasn't wasted. The struggle wasn't meaningless. It was just hidden until now. So when the shift begins, lean into it. Don't second guess it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't hold back because you think it's too good to be true. It's not too good. It's just right. It's right on time, and you're ready for it. The pace may be fast, but you're not unprepared. You were built for this moment. You've been shaped by your process, strengthened by your persistence, and now you're about to walk in a momentum that only favor can create. Let the shift happen. Embrace the speed. Trust the timing, because what's arriving isn't just a minor change. It's a new chapter. A turning point, a breakthrough that redefines your future. What once took years will now take days, and the life you've dreamed about is becoming the life you're stepping into. Favor will not make sense to everyone. When your life starts to shift, when blessings begin to arrive faster than explanations can follow, people will talk. Some will question how and why it happened to you. Others will wonder what you did to deserve it. There may be those who secretly hoped you'd stay stuck, hidden, or behind. But favor doesn't seek their approval, and you were never meant to carry the weight of their confusion. It's easy to expect that people will celebrate you, especially when they've seen your struggles or walk with you through hardship. But elevation reveals things. It brings truth to the surface. The same people who were comfortable with you struggling may suddenly grow silent when you start succeeding. That doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It simply means your rise challenges something in them. Favor can be confronting, not just for you, but for those around you. It disrupts comfort zones. It exposes insecurities. It tests relationships. Some people will only support you when you're beneath them, when your growth still makes them feel superior. The moment you step into your calling or begin to own your value, it shifts the dynamic, and not everyone can handle that. You'll feel the shift in tone, in energy, and the subtle distance they create. That's when you need to remind yourself, their reaction is not your responsibility. You don't need to slow down to keep them comfortable. You don't have to shrink so others won't feel small. Favor has a way of highlighting both loyalty and hidden resentment. It will show you who's genuinely for you and who was just conveniently present. When that becomes clear, it can hurt. It can feel lonely, but don't let it pull you back. Don't water yourself down to maintain connections that were never built to last. Elevation requires detachment from the unnecessary. You're not abandoning anyone by growing. You're simply refusing to stay small for the sake of keeping others content. You must learn to protect your peace during seasons of favor. Not everything needs to be explained. You don't owe anyone an apology for your breakthrough. You don't need to justify your blessings to those who weren't in the room during your battles. They didn't see the tears, the late nights, the prayers, the disappointments, or the work you put in when no one was watching. So don't feel pressured to convince them now. People will assume things. They'll create their own stories. Some will accuse you of being lucky while ignoring the years of consistency and sacrifice that positioned you for this moment. Let them. That narrative is not your problem. Stay focused on your purpose. Focus on the doors that are opening, the growth that's happening, the peace you've earned. Don't let distractions pull your energy away from what you've been called to do. The truth is, favor will isolate you before it connects you. It may separate you before it surrounds you with new alignment. That in-between space can be hard. You might feel misunderstood or misrepresented, but those who are meant to walk with you in this next season will recognize your elevation without resentment. They'll honor your journey, not compete with it. They won't need explanations. They'll see the purpose behind your favor, and they'll celebrate it with you. So give yourself permission to rise. Give yourself the grace to outgrow what no longer fits. Favor often places you in rooms your past would have never predicted, and your presence in those spaces will confuse those who haven't done the inner work to understand how transformation happens. That's okay. You're not responsible for their vision. You're responsible for honoring your own. This is your season to focus, not to explain, to move forward, not to convince. Let your fruit speak for itself. Let the results of your process speak louder than any defense you could give. The ones who are meant to be part of your story will know the truth. They'll see the light in you and not feel threatened by it. Favor will not make sense to everyone, but it doesn't have to. What matters is that you stay rooted in truth, grounded in purpose, and aligned with what's real. Keep going, keep growing, keep walking through the doors that are opening. The right people will understand, and the rest were never meant to. Let that be enough. Your favor will bless others too. The shift that's coming into your life is bigger than just your personal gain, your success, or your dreams coming true. It may begin with you, but it is meant to flow through you. The breakthrough you're stepping into is not only about your elevation, it's also about positioning you to lift others. Your story is becoming a bridge, not a stage. Your testimony will inspire movement in lives beyond your own. Too often we see favor as something individual, something we hold on to as a reward. But real favor is never selfish. It's not meant to isolate you in success, but to empower you to extend success to others. When you are blessed, you're being trusted to carry that blessing in a way that multiplies. You're being handed influence, not just for status or recognition, but so you can make a difference where it's needed most. The favor on your life is a responsibility, one that includes looking around and asking, who else can I bring with me? You might not fully realize it, but someone is watching you. They're observing your growth, your discipline, your transformation. Your journey is giving them silent permission to believe again, to try again, to dream again. The way you carry your favor, the humility you show in your rise, the gratitude you express along the way, it's all shaping the path for someone else. You don't need a platform or a title to do that. Your example is enough to create change. Sometimes the doors that open for you were never meant to close behind you. They were meant to stay open long enough for you to reach back and pull someone else through. Your insight, your access, your resources, none of it is too small to share. When you win, you create space for others to win. When you heal, you give others hope for their own healing. When you walk boldly into your purpose, others begin to believe they can do the same. You've been given favor not just because you're capable, but because you're trusted. Trusted to use your blessing wisely. Trusted to uplift others with your voice, your influence, your time. It's not about taking on the weight of everyone else's journey, but about being intentional with the influence you've gained. Even one word of encouragement, one act of kindness, one open door can change someone's trajectory forever. The beauty of favor is that it multiplies when it's shared. You'll start to see this unfold as people come to you and say, because of you, I didn't quit. Because of you, I started again. Because of you, I saw what was possible. Those moments are worth more than any amount of applause or recognition. They are the evidence that your breakthrough is creating ripple effects Your elevation is shifting atmospheres around you. It also means that your story has power, even the parts you'd rather forget. Someone needs to know that the person you are now came through a process, through failures, through rebuilding, through silent battles. Sharing that process doesn't diminish your success, it gives it weight. It reminds others that they too can overcome. That favor is not about being perfect, but about being positioned. Not about having it all together, but about continuing to move forward despite the pain. So as you step into this new season, remember to carry your favor with compassion. Don't forget where you came from. Don't close your heart to those still in the struggle. The same grace that lifted you is available for them, and you may be the one chosen to show it to them. Whether through mentorship, generosity, support, or simply being present, you're a vessel. Your light makes room for others to shine. And know this, when you bless others through your favor, more is entrusted to you. Not because you're trying to get more, but because you're showing you're ready for more. That's how divine multiplication works. What you release in kindness returns in abundance. What you give away in love and service finds its way back in joy and fulfillment. The shift coming into your life is real, it's powerful, but it's not just yours to keep. It's yours to share. Let your breakthrough be someone else's encouragement. Let your success be someone else's opportunity. Let your story be someone else's guide. Because when your favor blesses others, it becomes something far greater than you ever imagined. It becomes legacy. Receive it boldly and steward it well. When favor arrives in your life, it's a moment that calls for courage, for clarity, and for responsibility. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or unprepared, especially if you've been waiting in the shadows for a long time. But when the door opens, don't shrink back or doubt your place. Instead, walk through it with confidence, knowing that favor isn't just about opportunity, it's about purpose. The favor you receive is a gift, yes, but it's also a trust. It's an invitation to step into what you were made for with both humility and boldness. Walking boldly doesn't mean arrogance. It means standing firm in your value without needing to prove yourself to anyone else. It means owning your story, your strengths, and even your flaws, knowing that they've all prepared you for this season. Confidence rooted in humility is powerful because it acknowledges that while the door has opened for you, the journey is not over. There is still growth ahead, still lessons to learn, and still stewardship to uphold. Favor is not just about elevation, it's about stewardship. Stewarding favor well means recognizing that what's been entrusted to you is more than personal success. It's influence, impact, and responsibility. It means using what you've been given wisely, not selfishly. It means caring for the opportunities, relationships, and resources that come your way with intentionality. When you steward favor well, you become a